Really starting to hook up though. Really starting to hook up though. Really starting to hook up though. it's okay. It's really reaching down, guys. Oh, I might plant.
Hey y'all, meteorologist Erica Lopez. You're watching Aaron Jayjack stream. He's closing in on a tornado warning storm just south of Paducah, Texas. This had a confirmed tornado report as of 7 minutes ago, so we're going to be watching this one closely and making sure that you have the visuals of what our storm chaser Aaron Jayjack is tracking out there. But I also wanted to give you an update because not only are we tracking this specific tornado warning in parts of Texas, there has also been a confirmed tornado in areas of Oklahoma along Interstate 35 as well. We have a current tornado warning. So we're going to keep Aaron's stream right next to me while we play out what's going on across the MyRadar app. So taking a look at this specific storm that's just south of Paducah, Texas, this is where our storm chaser Aaron Jayjack is right now. This storm does look like it has a hook echo on it, so that's indicative of that there's something on the ground, and it is strengthening as it comes over those regions. I do want to give a quick update on what's going on in Oklahoma, and if you're watching us from areas of Oklahoma and Texas, let me know what you're more concerned about. Later on in the stream, of course, we'll time out the impacts because not only will these areas see the severe weather as this moves to the east, other areas are under the threat of severe weather under a tornado watch. But closing in on this specific storm that's just south of Norman, Oklahoma. So Purcell, Oklahoma, you guys, you saw these tornado warnings just on Monday, and you're seeing these tornado warnings in similar places that we saw on Monday. So along Interstate 35, looks like they just expired that warning, but there was a tornado warning over that region. Right now, there's a severe thunderstorm warning over that area. One area we're definitely watching is Seminole, Oklahoma. And if you remember on Monday night, this region had confirmed tornado and even straight line wind damage. You guys are under the threat of tornadoes once again. This is actually a confirmed tornado that was on the ground just a couple of minutes ago, coming right over Seminole, Oklahoma. This goes until 7:15 Central Daylight Time. This is around the same time on Monday that you saw these tornadic storms over this region. Of course, a confirmed tornado was located over Maud, Oklahoma, moving at about 30 miles per hour. Not only is tornadoes the most threatening part of the storm, but it's also golf ball size hail. I'm taking a look at what the velocity tracker looks like right now. Looks like we still have a good indication, a very tight velocity couplet, so that means there's still very strong rotation within this storm. And if we turn on the correlation coefficient, this just gives us more of a better perspective if there's any debris being lofted up in the ground from this specific tornado. It doesn't look like we're seeing much of an indicator of that, but there for sure is a confirmed tornado within this storm. This is for areas of Seminole, Oklahoma, already passing over your region and coming into the east side of that city near Maud, Oklahoma. So this is one to definitely take shelter. And if you're possibly in the path of it, so areas from Okmeh, Oklahoma, and even along Highway 40 there, all of you guys just make sure to know where you're going to go when a tornado warning is issued, because I wouldn't be surprised if this tornado warning were to be expanded into areas to the east of Seminole, Oklahoma. And these storms are packing a punch. They're bubbling up pretty quickly as anticipated, and they're intensifying pretty rapidly. So severe thunderstorm warnings, several of them already across the Texas panhandle there. in areas of Texas. And like I said, our storm chaser Aaron Jayjack is closing in on this tornado warned storm that's just to the south of Paducah, Texas this evening. And take a look at the wide range of storms that we're already seeing this evening. Earlier it was a little bit quiet, but as we got these storms to get going, they intensified pretty quickly over this region. And another risk factor with these storms is going to be the size of the hail, with some of these severe thunderstorm warnings being warned for golf ball size hail. So severe thunderstorm warnings could also be dangerous because of the risk factor with hail and even damaging wind gusts. So this is what we're tracking so far this evening. And this is a lot of that activity across areas of the Texas Panhandle. Now let's check in on what our storm chaser Aaron Jayjack is doing, because I do want to see what his visuals are on the ground. Matt, let me know. Okay, so it looks like we did lose Aaron Jayjack's stream, which is not surprising because he's in really pretty much the middle of nowhere, Texas, and there's not very good signal, and on top of maybe a lot of people clogging the network coverage there. So definitely we're going to be tracking and making sure, Matt, let me know when he comes back on the stream just for visuals. But let's take it to WSI now and zoom in and time out these tornadic storms, because this is what I'm concerned about. As we zoom into areas just to the south of Paducah, Texas, I am noticing a hook echo-like feature on this specific storm. So that means this is a dangerous storm that's on the ground right now. And again, this is just to the south east of Paducah, Texas, coming into Crawwell, Texas. And this thankfully looks like a very small populated area. But if you live in this region, it means that you need to be taking shelter right now immediately. So let me read the latest stats on this before we go back in the chat. And of course, if you have any questions, ask them in the chat. I will answer them as best as I can. But right now, we do have, looks like, 2 confirmed tornadoes on the ground, one in Texas and one in Oklahoma. So it looks like they have shortened that tornado warning in areas of Texas. And that's this box right here. So for Cottle County, Texas, King County, and Texas County until 7:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So the good news with this storm, it looks like only 6 people are in this polygon. That's the one where you can see that hook-like echo feature. But tennis ball-sized hail is also possible within this storm. Now, the tornado warning just to the east of that also has a population of 14 people with tennis ball sized hail. But if you know anybody who lives in Truscott, Texas, that tornado warning goes until 8 o'clock p.m. And that means you're in the path of this storm. So not a hugely populated region. That's the good news. But if you know anybody who lives in these both counties and cities, make sure that they know the storm is coming for them and to seek shelter immediately. So let's put a track on it for those who are wondering what's going on in this area, because this storm, it's pretty powerful. We're still seeing that hook echo-like feature on it. Let's turn on the velocity and see what's going on there. So not seeing a very good indication of velocity, but that correlation coefficient is pretty strong over that region. So let's go back to the reflectivity, because I think this is the most impressive storm that we have so far right now on the ground. Again, this is just southwest of Paducah, Texas. And it's coming over a population of about 20 people or so, but still something to be aware of. If you know anybody who's in this area, again, Cottle County, Texas, and King County, Texas, until 7:30 p.m. That storm is right over you now. But if you live in Truscott, Texas, until 8 o'clock p.m., this is when that tornado warning will go over your area. Again, this is the one that our storm chaser Aaron Jayjack is on. As soon as we get his feet up, we'll play it right next to me so you can see what he sees as visual. So it looks like, okay, so it looks like we did lose Aaron Jayjack there. As soon as we get him up, let me know, Matt. I want to see what he is seeing visually on there, because I would imagine that this is a pretty impressive storm, tornado that's on the ground in this area. So it looks like I am getting reports of a confirmed tornado northeast of Seminole, Oklahoma. Again, this region too, you can see a very prominent hook echo-like feature. That's when you see the radar reflectivity coming back in, kind of more of like a hook showing up there. So definitely something to take seriously. Again, this already passed the city of Seminole. It's just to the northeast of Seminole. So this area was affected by these storms on Monday. Once again, you're under this tornado warning. So let's put a tracker on it and see what we can. So confirmed tornado Golf ball sized hail is also going to be another risk factor. I'm seeing all types of images on Twitter here, and this is a big tornado. It's spinning up. It's been on the ground for a good while now, so it'll be interesting to see how far it's tracked, but it looks like we are getting reports of damage across Seminole, Oklahoma, hit from this tornado, which is very unfortunate for those areas. But as soon as we get visuals on that, of course, we'll share them with you guys here on the live stream as well. But this is a very concerning storm. Again, just to the south or the northeast of Seminole, Oklahoma, a very strong tornado. It looks like a pretty big one as well. That's moving over this area. Power flashes are being reported with this region. Definitely a destructive and dangerous storm. And if you live in northeastern Seminole County, this tornado warning goes until 7:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. I wouldn't be surprised if it did expand this warning because this tornado is still on the ground as we speak. This is just south of Interstate 40 in Oklahoma. This is just to the east of Oklahoma City, coming into areas just to the south of Tulsa. So along Interstate 40, that's where we have that confirmed tornado on the ground in Seminole, just to the northeast of Seminole, Oklahoma. So I want to put a tracker on it. So let's see how long or how fast this is moving. So this is moving at 20 miles per hour. It's not moving quickly there. So putting that tracker on there, and I want to center it with where we're seeing that rotation in this storm. So you can definitely see it there. If we play back the loop, you can see it spinning as it comes into areas of Seminole. So yeah, you could see that that's where the tornado touched down, and it's moving to the north now. So that's the latest velocity scan there. So let's actually track it out. And it looks like it might it might pass over Interstate 40 in Cromwell, Oklahoma. You are in the path of the storm around 7:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time. That's when the storm will arrive. So you should already be in your shelters, especially in this city where you're in the path of the storm, just to the northeast of Seminole, Oklahoma. This is where we're now seeing a confirmed tornado still continuing on the ground. This is over the last several minutes as this tornado warning continues to progress over areas of Oklahoma. Now, let's take a look at what's going on with these other storms that are just bubbling up here in West Texas. And like I mentioned earlier, this storm, both of these have the potential of producing damage. We're already seeing that with the Seminole, Oklahoma tornado. And this one that Aaron Jayjack is on right now, of course, he's down. So we're going to have to wait and see what he sees on the ground there visually. But this is a tornadic storm, and this is possibly causing some damage over that area. Again, thankfully, there's not a lot of people who live out in these regions, but it's still a pretty dangerous storm that's moving through these regions in Truscott, Texas this evening. And there's the latest velocity scan, and you're seeing it spinning pretty quickly, moving over that area. So I actually want to put a tracker on it for any of those people who are wondering. Maybe you know somebody who lives in Truscott, Texas. So it's moving about 20 miles per hour, so similar to the one that's in Seminole, Oklahoma, and it expires at about 8 o'clock p.m. Central Daylight Time. And this was a confirmed tornado. It was located 7 miles southeast of Chalk, moving at 20 miles per hour. That was about 10 minutes ago. So we could put a tracker on it. Let's see. Let's do this one. Here's the center of the storm. And it looks like it might be moving a little bit to the northwest there. I'm not sure if that's worked there, but let's try that again. There just might not be any cities in it. That's probably why this is not showing any cities. So that's the good news with this. Doesn't look like there's any major cities coming over this specific storm. But again, this is just to the south of Paducah, Texas there on Interstate or Highway 70 in West Texas, or the Texas Panhandle, closing in on those regions. So let's get another update on what's going on with this specific storm that's actually over a populated area. This is again just to the northeast of Seminole, Oklahoma. Let's read the population size of that area, because I would imagine it's a pretty big region. So about 1,400 people live in this area. So Cromwell, Oklahoma, like I said, you are in the path of the storm. Looks like they just did expand this tornado warning to include Cromwell now. And right over Interstate 40, like I was mentioning earlier, you can actually see the spin of this storm here on radar. And we'll show you here a bit too on the MyRadar app, but there it is. There's the center. There's a rotation within this storm system, and that's moving to the northeast there. And again, Cromwell, Oklahoma, you are in the path of the storm. So let's track it out for anybody who lives in these regions. So Cromwell around 6:38 p.m. Central Daylight Time. It'll come close to Sylvian, Oklahoma there, and even come over Interstate 40 if it's still spinning over that area. So it looks like it's still observed on the ground right now with tennis ball sized hail possible over this area. So definitely something we're going to keep tracking throughout the rest of the evening. This is just right now so far. It looks like 2 confirmed tornadoes, 1 in Texas and 1 in Oklahoma. And so somebody's asking, is there anything close to Ada, Oklahoma? So that's there in the south portion of Oklahoma. So it looks like right now there aren't any storms, but you guys are going to see the storms later on this evening as this line of storms starts to push to the south. So this will eventually congeal into a line of storms. So let's go back to this. Put the reflectivity on there. So there it is. Nothing right now, but you guys be on alert. I think mostly in the overnight hours, if you live in Ada, Oklahoma, that's when you need to be aware of this severe weather that will move through your region. Matt, how are we doing with Aaron's stream? Is he still not back up? Okay. Do you want to let him know? Yeah, I would definitely. So let's go back. Let's actually look at a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, and let's go back to the MyRadar app, Matt. Because I do want to show where those warnings are on the app. So we still have those 2 ongoing storms right now producing a tornado. Thankfully, not overpopulated areas, but the one that I'm really more concerned about is the one in Oklahoma, where it is over more of a populated region, already caused damage in areas of Seminole, Oklahoma, where this area, you already saw damage from the storms on Monday. So that it's very unfortunate to see those types of reports coming out from this area, especially after what happened on Monday. But these storms are firing pretty quickly. They have several severe thunderstorm warnings attached to them. And we can see actually on radar if any of these are spinning, because then that gives us a good indication that the National Weather Service might issue a tornado warning on these storms over areas of Texas there. And you can see all of those boxes that you're seeing on your screen right now. Those are all severe thunderstorm warnings. So that's already an active evening over these regions. Let's turn on another radar. Maybe this one will expand a little bit more. So maybe a slight indication of some velocity within these storms, but doesn't look pretty prominent over that region. Let's go to this one. Let's go back to this one. So yeah, the one just to the southeast of Paducah, Texas, where Aaron Jayjack was heading towards. I think he did see the wall cloud as he was closing in on this storm before his stream ended there. But this one is still producing a tornado. And that tells you just how long this tornado actually lasted on the ground. It's been over several minutes where we've seen this confirmed tornado. And that's for both the one in Texas and the one in Oklahoma. So it looks like they are issuing a new tornado warning for this storm that's just to the northeast of Childress, Texas there. Because maybe they're noticing some rotation within the storm. So let's turn on another radar and see if we can track it here a little bit better. But this storm just to the north of Childress, Texas, actually has a tornado warning on it. And it looks like it has a very prominent feature there. It could produce a tornado at any moment. So this is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado 4 miles north of Memphis, Texas, moving at 40 miles per hour with also golf ball sized hail possible. So putting on that velocity tracker, I'm definitely seeing it with, so let's turn on that radar, the Lubbock radar. See if this shows it a little better. Let's go back to WSI, Matt, if you can, so we can show this tornado warning that's being issued just to the northeast of Memphis, Texas, with a very prominent velocity signature, so that means it's spinning. There's rotation within that storm, and it's right here, if you can see there on your screen. That's where we're seeing that rotation. So areas of Quail, Texas, Wellington, Texas, along Highway 83, this storm will go right over that region. And about 2,600 people are in the path of this storm. So let's put a tracker on this, and I would imagine Quail, Texas, Wellington, all of you guys are in the path of this storm. This is moving at about, I'd imagine pretty slow, 40 miles per hour. So let's put a new tracker on that and give you the updated speed on that. So at 7:37 p.m. Central Daylight Time, so in about 20 minutes, it'll arrive in Rolla and Wellington at 7:46 p.m. That's when the storm will arrive over your region. Right now, no confirmed tornadoes, but just what I'm looking at on radar with the velocity scans and even the reflectivity, this could produce a tornado at any moment, and that's very concerning. So you need to be seeking shelter if you live in this area. Again, this is north of Memphis, Texas, for Collingsworth County and Donley County in the panhandle of Texas. That's where they're seeing a tornado warning with a pretty strong velocity signature. Taking a look at the correlation coefficient, it might be picking up something off the ground there. So definitely concerning look to this storm that I'm seeing here on radar. So yeah, this is intensifying pretty quickly as it comes over these regions. If you're in Memphis, Texas, you're not in the tornado warning. It's just to the north of you. It's coming close to, let's see, 203 there, and Highway 83. So along 203 and Highway 83, that's where we're seeing that tornado warning at the moment. And we're still seeing a confirmed tornado with both the Seminole, Oklahoma tornado and the one just to the south of Paducah, Texas, with still a prominent hook echo like feature on there. And then even in Oklahoma, that's still spinning and it's still going. And this is really concerning to see on radar there. If you're in Cromwell, Oklahoma, you need to be in your shelter right now. This is a really dangerous storm, especially with that signature it has there on radar. It's very concerning. And that spin, that rotation is pretty tight. That's going to come right over maybe to the southeast of Cromwell. So it looks like they just expanded this tornado warning, not surprising because this thing is still on the ground. And a lot of anybody on this region in Oklahoma definitely needs to be taking shelter. So let's get the latest warning on this. So 2-inch hail is also possible with this tornado warning, with a big population of about 5,500 people in the path of the storm. It's going to come right over Interstate 40 there in Okmeh, Oklahoma, with Tika, Oklahoma as well. And this is Highway 27, Oklahoma Highway there. So this area, you need to be seeking shelter. Let's actually put a tracker on it as it comes over these regions. And I'm going to do this entire box because the thing with tornadoes is they can change direction pretty rapidly. And I want to warn these regions. So Cromwell, Oklahoma, around 7:25 p.m. Central Daylight Time. In Bearden, Oklahoma, around 7:33 p.m. Okmah, Oklahoma, at 7:42. With Lika at around 8:02 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And again, this is a confirmed tornado that has been on the ground for several minutes now, and it's coming into these areas. Cromwell, you're also in the path of this storm. It might come a little bit to the south of your area, and this has already produced several damage reports across this region in Oklahoma. So definitely one we're watching here. This is potentially a very dangerous storm over this area. And I'm just looking here on the latest stats of this storm. Anything on Aaron's side, Matt? No response, okay. Yeah, I would imagine there's no good signal out there. So let's read your questions. If you have any questions, make sure to ask them in the chat. Doesn't look like we have a lot coming in here right now. But of course, we'll be here throughout the rest of the evening giving you updates on what's going on here. Again, 2 confirmed tornadoes still on the ground. These are the same 2 that we've been talking about throughout the rest of the stream. Even before we started this new stream, they were on the ground. So these have been on the ground for several minutes. They've already caused a lot of damage over areas of Oklahoma. So that's a little bit concerning as this night keeps going on. You know, we are anticipating these dangerous storms, and here they are bubbling up pretty quickly over these regions. So let's change this and go back to correlation coefficient. Maybe a spike there. So yeah, this is very concerning. This is, you know, the thing you see with radars is this hook echo like feature, because this is indicative that there is a strong tornado on the ground. And this is very concerning to see, especially as it comes over these populated regions. About 5,500 people live in this area, this tornado warning polygon here. So it hasn't even entered this region. So we're still seeking shelter. If you're in Cromwell, you need to be in your tornado shelter there or your safe zone. And then even areas of Oklahoma, if you live there, you know anybody who lives in Clearview, Oklahoma, Whitleka, Oklahoma, Bearden, all of you guys need to be seeking shelter right now. This is an extremely dangerous storm that's coming over this area, especially with seeing a radar signature like that. It's a very concerning one to see on radar here. So let's see. So this storm might have lifted as it came over that region. A severe thunderstorm with a strong low-level rotation that could produce a tornado at any time was located 5 miles southwest of Cromwell, moving at 20 miles per hour. So it looks like they are saying that right now there isn't a tornado on the ground. But of course, with a signature like this, seeing it on radar, this could change at any moment. So let's see if we have any visuals. And we did lose Aaron Jayjack's stream just as he was coming into a tornado-warned storm in Texas, which is very unfortunate. But the signal out there, not the best, so it's not surprising that we don't have his stream. Matt, do we have any other streams that we could put up there that you know of? Okay, good. So it looks like, okay, awesome. So Aaron is back up and chasing. Let's see. As soon as we get him on, I want to put him on. What was that, Matt? Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, he's on a storm. So again, let's go back. So again, what you see on your screen is that signature for the storm that's coming into Oklahoma, Cromwell. And it looks like this storm might come into Cromwell, because again, this storm is changing directions pretty quickly, and that's a concerning with these storms. As they rotate pretty rapidly, they can change direction. That's what makes these tornadoes very dangerous. So that's why they warn this entire area. Cromwell, I'm very concerned. Looks like you're right in the path of the storm. This tornado is actually changing directions more to the northeasterly direction. And so that's where possibly we might see the tornado. Again, I don't see the National Weather Service saying that this is a confirmed tornado on the ground, but with what we're seeing on radar, with the velocity signatures and even the reflectivity, that hook echo-like feature, this is going to happen at any moment. So Cromwell, Oklahoma, around 7:28 p.m. That's when the storm will get to your area, the tornado. 7:33 in Bearden and 7:44 p.m. in Oklahoma, Oklahoma. So seek shelter immediately. This is an extremely, possibly dangerous storm that's coming over your area. What was that? Yes, please. So let's put Aaron's stream right next to mine. He has a impressive storm, what it looks like on here. And again, he goes in and out because this area, It's just a really bad cell reception. He's on a storm that's pretty much in the middle of nowhere, which is the good news. Not a lot of people are in this warning, and that's what I'm showing you on your screen right now, is this tornado warning that's to the southeast of Texas. So what's it look like next to mine, Matt? So, okay. Yeah, he's watching this storm. Let's actually go to Aaron's feed now, just so we can hear his audio in full screen, Matt, and then we'll come back and jump on the stream if his signal doesn't go out.
Hey, you know what this goes through right here?
I think it does, yeah.
Okay.
I got the drone, man.
Sweet, me too. Good job, man. Take a look out here for a second. Old occlusion here, new occlusion probably trying to start here. New wall cloud forming. Black screen again. Watching here. Clear slot. .360's recording. Could be getting ready to plant a hog in there. God darn black screen! Tornado warning. The pop-up caused. Still black screen. New occlusions forming to the southwest, guys. I think it's down! Tornado! It's down, look at the funnel coming down. It's coming down right here. Oh, it's spinning hard in there. That's a tornado, strong tornado forming. Just south of Crowell, Texas. It might hit that farm. It's gonna hit that farm. Oh, it's behind the farm. Strong tornado. Oh, it's gonna be a hog, Jim Tang. Oh, it's fierce. It's gonna be a hog, Jim Tang. Ghost train. It's gonna be huge, Jim Tang. Monster clear slide. Language. Big tornado forming. That is a tornado. It's not forming. It's down. Big tornado on the ground. Oh, it's beautiful. I got it. Guys, I got that on the drone. 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 Guys, I got that on the drone.
Hey, y'all, meteorologist Erica Lopez. We have lost Aaron Jayjack stream, but if you're watching us and wondering where he is, he's just to the south of Cromwell, Texas, and this is an area that is not populated, thankfully, but you're seeing all those storm chasers capturing this tornado on the ground on video. So this is in a very isolated region in Texas. This is no surprise that we keep losing Aaron Jayjack stream, especially with the amount of people out there taking footage of this tornado on the ground. So again, this is a confirmed tornado in areas of Texas. So this is the one that we're seeing on the MyRadar app here. So here, let's zoom into this area in Cromwell. Like I said, it's to the south of this region. That's where that confirmed tornado is. That's where storm chaser Aaron Jayjack is. And that's where we have at least one confirmed tornado as of right now. So it looks like the latest update now is we might have another confirmed tornado here in areas near Oklahoma. So a confirmed tornado was located 5 miles south of Cromwell, moving at 20 miles per hour. So let's zoom into that region. I know a lot of you are concerned about these storms that are moving over this area. So we're going to turn on this radar right here. And looks like, okay, so this storm, this is for one from Oklahoma, and this is again a confirmed tornado that's on the ground. So let's zoom into this region and give you an update on that. So let's take a look. So very active scene across areas of the plains tonight. And we're going to be tracking these out. Our Aaron's out there giving us visuals of these storms. Pretty dangerous stuff that's going on in these areas. So we're going to keep you informed and keep you safe through these storms. But let's go back. So I'm reading the latest stats, so I make sure that we get the latest stats. And if you can put them next to me, Matt, that'd be great too, so we could see what he's up to. But it looks like we did get Aaron Jayjack's feed right back, which is some good news. And it'll help us confirm too if that tornado is still on the ground over that area. So let's see. I'm trying to find the storm that has the confirmed tornado tag with it. And looks like, so, okay, it's this region right here. Yes, so right now, so far, looks like we do have a couple of tornado warnings. We have 3, or I should say 4 tornado warnings at the moment. Most of them are in Texas, but we still have one that earlier in the evening was producing a confirmed tornado on the ground. So it looks like we're not seeing that at the moment. And so this is for southwestern Okmulgee County in Oklahoma. And even Okfuskee, Oklahoma County there, and until 8:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And if you remember, if you were watching with us here on Monday evening, these same areas were under a similar type of warning, tornado warning, damage being reported, straight line wind damage as well. So we have a lot of risk hazards with this particular storm system that's moving over the area. So again, this is for areas in Oklahoma, Oklahoma, Okmulgee, Oklahoma, those counties that I just read out. That's where we're seeing these tornado warnings at the moment. And this is moving into areas just south of Tulsa. So this is between Oklahoma City, but mostly in Tulsa. Altus, your storm, there's still a little ways out, but you do have a tornado warning just to the west of you guys. And this may come close. It's right there on the footprint. So if you take a look, we're zooming in on the MyRadar app where you can see these specific regions. There's Altus, Oklahoma. This is along Highway 62. And we do have a tornado warning right now issued for Wellington and Dotson, Oklahoma this evening. So that's where or I should say Dotson, Texas, coming right over that Oklahoma-Texas border. And that's where we have possibly a tornadic storm here. So let's actually turn on the radar and give you an update on this. Because this storm looks like it does have a velocity or rotation within it. And this is using the MyRadar app. Once again, I am seeing a little bit of spin within the storm. Again, this is for areas just over the Texas and Oklahoma border. So this does include Collingsworth County in Texas, and then the county in Oklahoma for Harmon County in southwestern Oklahoma until 8:45 p.m. That's where we currently have a tornado warning. That storm is coming very close to Altus, Oklahoma this evening. And then just to the south, right on the Texas, near the Oklahoma border as well, is where our storm chaser Aaron Jayjack is. And that's what you're seeing right here next to me is on the stream is where he is. And he captured this tornado on the ground just moments ago there near Crowell, Texas. That's where we did have a confirmed tornado. So I'm going to get the latest stats here. So that's where we're only seeing that confirmed tornado right now. And this is the only confirmed one, looks like, that we have on the ground, which is some good news. But it doesn't mean if you're under tornado warning, do not take them seriously, because these could spin up tornadoes pretty fast. And what we're seeing tonight just proves it. We've been monitoring these storms over the last several hours, and as they're intensifying, they're rotating pretty rapidly, and then they get a tornado warning issued almost immediately. So it looks like they just issued a new tornado warning on that storm that our storm chaser Aaron Jayjack is in. Thankfully, this is a very isolated area. Not a lot of people live within this region, but there are a lot of people giving us visuals on the ground of what that tornado looks like over that region. Again, this is to the south of Crowell, Texas. Let's see. So yes, a lot of these are radar indicated storms. So that means our radar is showing us that there is rotation within these storms, but nobody has confirmed this on the ground. It could happen at any moment. So it looks like right now we have at least about 5 tornado warnings. Looks like they just issued a new tornado warning just to the south of Oklahoma City. So let's zoom into that region and give you the latest updates on that. So Shawnee, Oklahoma, I think that's where that new tornado warning is. And once again, Seminole, Maud, Oklahoma, you are once again under a tornado warning. So you guys stay in your tornado shelters. Look like the storm is packing a punch as it comes in. Nothing confirmed on the ground, but this is a new tornado warning right now that is near areas of Seminole where the tornado tore through that area. So this is very concerning to see, especially for this region that's already seen damage from a tornado earlier in the evening. It looks like it has very strong rotation. If you have family members that live in Seminole and Maud, Oklahoma, contact them again. Tell them that there's potentially a very dangerous storm developing over this region. This is a new tornado warning that was issued from the National Weather Service in Norman, Oklahoma. And this goes for Pottawatomie County in central Oklahoma, Seminole County in eastern central Oklahoma until 8:45 p.m. A tornado and golf ball sized hail is possible with this storm. And you're definitely seeing this spin there on radar right next to me. Thank you, Matt, for putting that on there. That's where you're seeing that indication of some sort of spin within the storm. And so let's highlight it here. And here's where it is right now. That's where we're seeing the spin. It is moving rather quickly. Looks like it is changing direction as it spins there. But I want to get the latest stats and put a tracker for anybody who's concerned in this area. If you live here, maybe you know family members who live here, they were already affected by the storm. Maybe they don't have signal, aren't receiving these alerts on their phone, or maybe they think it's an old alert because these same areas were under a tornado warning just less than an hour ago. So make sure they're seeking shelter. Again, this is for Seminole County and Pottawatomie County, moving at about 20 miles per hour. So I'm actually going to put a tracker in this entire warning polygon because I want to make sure that we get the most accurate stats with this. Because this could be a potentially dangerous storm that's coming over this region. So there we go. Let's put it over Maud in Seminole, Oklahoma. And around Tecumseh, 8:10 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Maud around 8:27 p.m. That's when the storm will come really close to you. In Seminole, Oklahoma, around 8:39 p.m. Central Daylight Time. You need to be in your storm shelter. This storm is spinning pretty quickly. I wouldn't be surprised if it dropped a tornado at any moment, especially what I'm looking at on radar here, where that spin is and what the reflectivity is also looking like. This is a very concerning storm going over the same regions that were hit by a tornado just moments ago in this area. Again, this is just south of Shawnee, Oklahoma. For Seminole, Seminole, you're not in this warning, but I would get ready to get in this warning. This storm is moving pretty quickly over those regions. In Maud, Oklahoma, looks like the storm is turning a little bit more to the northeast, which might be some good news, especially for Seminole. But of course, these can change directions pretty quickly and over this area. So let's see, reading your questions here now. And for those of you watching us, let me know where you're watching from. What are your concerns this evening? I'll try to answer the questions as best as I can. So once you're in a tornado warning, not every city has a tornado siren, but make sure you have those alerts turned on your phone. If you don't have the MyRadar app handy on your phone, make sure you get it. It'll give you alerts as well if the storm is coming close to your region. But here are the 2 tornado warnings right now ongoing in areas to the south of Shawnee, Oklahoma, and then even this particular one that's over just to the east of Okma, Oklahoma. This is the one that produced a tornado that created damage across areas of Seminole. It's still spinning, but I'm not seeing any reports that this is a confirmed tornado. This just has low-level rotation within the storm, but could produce ping-pong-sized hail. And again, this is spinning pretty quickly. If we take a look at the last velocity scans here, coming over Okma and then coming over Okmulgee, Oklahoma. So those areas, you're in the path of the storm. So let's put another track on it. And I don't want to do it on the center because this might change directions pretty quickly. So we'll actually put Okmulgee in the path of the storm, Noyuka. So Last Chance, Oklahoma, 8:11 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Noyuka, Oklahoma, 8:44 p.m. Okmulgee, Oklahoma, at 9:03 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So you guys need to be in your shelter. It's spreading pretty quickly and it's moving over that area in that region. So let's take that out. I just wanted to show the tracker on there for your reference for those regions, just so you can see what time these storms will arrive. But looks like they're just spinning pretty quickly. They're intensifying. This is what we anticipated for this evening. This is why the Storm Prediction Center issued a moderate risk of severe weather. So that's a level 4 out of 5 on that risk category that the Storm Prediction Center issues for these types of storms. And I'm a little concerned about this one that's just to the south of Shawnee, because it looks like it's getting that classic Hook Echo signature. It's getting its act together there across areas of Oklahoma. And the one that Aaron was on, do we have a stream backup map by any chance? So it looks like there it's at the bottom, right? Okay, so what's interesting about Aaron's stream, if you take a notice, is this is the Texas Panhandle, and this particular area does have windmills there, and you're seeing just the vast flatness of the storm. And this is why there's a lot of storm chasers out there, because this is very flat. You can see for miles. So any tornado that touches the ground, you can see it very easily. And his footage earlier was really impressive. A lot of storm chasers out there, but very impressive footage. You can see the tornado hit the ground there. The funnel cloud hit the ground and then spin up pretty quickly. So let's actually put Aaron's stream back here, and I want his audio on. I'll stay on camera as well, but I just want to see and hear what he's up to, Matt.
There's where we're going. It's right out here to the northeast, across this field. Big RFD dust spinning
Can't
up.
really hear it,
Oh, I just connected to it for a second. I got visual. I can see the camera. It's right on the edge of this field, I think. Running right at it. Big funnel cloud forming to my east. Get the drone and catch up. Whew. I need some water. Might vomit. It's in this forest. I can see it. On the camera. Holy shit. I can see it. Up here on the camera. Holy shit. Shit. Oh, I gotta set the... Where is it? Where are you at, drone? Know you're out here. Where is it? Farther away from me, I lost transmission, so it's this way, or the battery died. I'm close yet so far. Can't figure out where it's at. Guys, like a bloodhound! Guys, like a bloodhound! Guys, like a bloodhound! I got you, drone. You're right up here. I smell you. I smell you, drone. It's right here, summer, guys. Guys, like a bloodhound! I got you, drone. You're right up here. I smell you. I smell you, drone. It's right here, summer, guys. Where you at? Jack, find this. Where's it at? It's right around.
Hey y'all, if you're keeping watching us here, you've been watching Aaron search for his drone. He took some amazing footage of the tornado that touched down near Crowell, Texas earlier this evening. But with that comes his drone being lost. So you've been watching him running around trying to look for it. They're out there in the Texas Panhandle. But yes, we keep losing his signal as he is in a very vast, pretty barren area. And especially with a lot of people out there chasing, he doesn't have very good signals. So as soon as we get his stream up, we'll put him at the bottom of the screen here.
top of it,
And as he continues to chase these tornadoes for the rest of the evening, an already active evening across areas of Texas, stretching into areas of Oklahoma, where we had confirmed tornadoes earlier in the evening. And unfortunately, this will continue all evening long and even into tomorrow into parts of the southeast. So let's take a look at what's going on across areas of Texas. That's where Aaron Jayjack is. They're still seeing a tornado warning. This storm has been going over the past hour or so, and I think it still has a confirmed tornado. Let me get the latest stats on this. So yes, let's see. So looks like we actually have a confirmed tornado for northwestern Seminole and central Pottawatomie counties in Oklahoma. This is near Brooksville, moving at 15 miles per hour with golf ball sized hail being reported with the storm. So let's actually zoom in on the MyRadar app. You're seeing it right next to me here on your screen. And this is the storm we're talking about. This is the one that has a confirmed tornado, again, near Brooksville, Oklahoma there. And if we zoom out here, so I don't know if you can see it very well on your screen, but this is an area that we're definitely watching because this, again, is producing a tornado near Brooksville, moving at 15 miles per hour. So let's put on that velocity tracker and see if we can get a good image of where the spin and the velocity is within that storm. So that last frame is concerning because you're definitely seeing that tight velocity signature in this storm. And again, this is a confirmed tornado that's on the ground. This is for Seminole and Pottawatomie counties in Oklahoma. And if you're not familiar where this is, it's along Highway 40, Interstate 40 there. This is a very populated area where a lot of travelers drive on. Again, this is just to the north of Interstate 40, to the northeast of Okma, Oklahoma, right over Brooksville, and it's coming close to Okmulgee, Oklahoma there. So definitely a concerning storm with a confirmed tornado, according to the National Weather Service there in Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma. That's what we're tracking this evening. And one of the dangers with these specific storms is the sun has already set in this area, so it'll get dark pretty quickly, and being able to see these storms visually at night will be pretty difficult. And one of the most dangerous parts of this is those overnight storms, especially if they produce a tornado. Just make sure you have those alerts turned on your phone. If you're new watching us, happen to stream or walk by here, find our channel, make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube channel, download the MyRadar app. If you live in these areas, they will definitely help you get through the next several hours with these alerts coming straight to your phone. So there it is. There's that storm that does have a confirmed tornado tag with it at the current moment. And the other storm that we're still seeing with a confirmed tornado is the one where Aaron Jayjack is, a confirmed tornado located 4 miles south of Crawwell, Texas, moving at 20 miles per hour. So that's already 2 confirmed tornadoes that we're tracking this evening. And this is again in Texas, Crawwell, Texas. That's where our storm chaser Aaron Jayjack is. So zooming out, looks like we now have that tornado warning. They have expired the tornado that was in the Texas Panhandle. That's Dotson, Texas, now coming over Oklahoma near Hollis and Gold, Oklahoma, coming really close to Altus, Oklahoma. That's my concern with this storm. This is a tornado warning that's in effect. Nothing confirmed, but visually seeing the velocity couplet on there, this could keep going for the next several minutes. In Altus, Oklahoma, you might be in the path of this storm. Of course, it's still ways away. Within the next hour or so, this storm will arrive over that area. So definitely watching that one closely, especially if you live anywhere in southwestern Oklahoma. So let's go back to WSI, Matt, and show what's going on radar, because I think this paints a better picture regionally where we're seeing all the tornado warnings. And if you look on your screen there, all those red boxes you're seeing on the screen, these are all storms that are being warned. And no surprise, these new severe thunderstorm warnings are starting to pop up just to the west or the east side of Oklahoma City and the south of Tulsa there. And these storms are spinning pretty quickly over this area as they get warned there. And this is just 2 of them there. And look at this storm. This is the one that has a confirmed tornado on it. Looks like another hook echo like feature coming with the latest velocity scan over this region. Again, this is the confirmed tornado that's on the ground. That velocity signature is really concerning, as that indicates a very tight velocity couplet. Debris ball signature as well might be picking up debris, lofting it into the air. Let's see if I can get any of visuals on this storm. Just looking on Twitter here, a lot of people out here chasing these storms with a lot of good visuals coming in there. But a lot of these storm chasers are out where our storm chaser Aaron Jayjack is. But looks like we are seeing confirmed reports of a tornado on the ground there in near Ogma, Oklahoma, coming straight for Okmulgee, Oklahoma. Anybody in the path of the storm, so Okmulgee, you need to be taking shelter immediately. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what Aaron's drone footage will look like. I would imagine it's pretty impressive, but Matt, let me know if he found it or not. I don't know if his stream is back. It's been going in and out pretty much this entire afternoon because he's in the middle of nowhere. Okay, can we put him back?
What a monster storm!
I want to see what he's doing. But looks like it's getting dark there pretty quickly. Okay, yeah.
I got it on the GoPro. I got it on the 360 camera, which is still rolling. I got it on my 4K cam that may not work anymore. I think it flew off the hood of the car. I forgot it was on the hood. Hopefully it still works. The lens, there's the lens cover. It flew off. I found it sitting in the middle on the side of the road. Hold on. I gotta see if it still works. Oh, come on, baby, please work. It's not turning on. Oh, it turned on! This has to recover the data because it was still recording when it flew off. It may have been in the tornado, you guys. I think the tornado crossed right where I was parked. Oh my God! I'm cut up from the barbed wire. I didn't realize it because of the adrenaline. Oh, 360 was on, you guys, the whole time. I was the closest to it. I got the closest shot. He was on, you guys, the whole time. I was the closest to it. I got the closest shot. I gotta catch my breath. There's the storm moving away. Thank you guys for those donations. I appreciate it. Chase your passion. AaronJayjack.com, you get yours. Woo! Perfect tornado in the middle of nowhere, just turning up dirt. Yes! Oh my God, I just gotta decompress for a minute, you guys. Wow. That was insane. Incredible tornado. Just wish I could have got some still shots of it. I got some still shots of it when it was dusty crossing the road, but I'm drenched in sweat. Good grief.
Hey, I'm meteorologist Erica Lopez. Just wanted to give you a quick update. Our storm chaser Aaron Jayjack in Texas. He did lose his drone. He did find it, and he reports that it possibly was in the tornado. So it'll be interesting to see what footage his drone captured of the tornado that's touched down near Cromwell, Texas, earlier this evening. So we'll check back in with Aaron here and get the latest on what his thinking is for the rest of the evening. All those storms that were near Aaron, looks like they're all to the east of him now, and maybe even to the north. So we'll have to see, give you an update on what his plan is for the rest of the evening. But for now, I think he's just reviewing his footage. We are anxiously awaiting to see what he captured on camera, especially with a very impressive storm that was over areas of Texas. But let's take it to WSI Matt, and I want to show you what's going on, because yet again, Seminole, Oklahoma, you're under a tornado warning. Right now, it doesn't look like we're seeing anything on the ground. Let me double check on that. Okay, I take that back. A confirmed tornado was located near Errolsboro, moving northeast at 20 miles per hour. So this is a radar confirmed tornado. So this is coming really, really close to areas of Seminole there. So there's Errolsboro, and it's along, let's see, looks like Highway 270 just to the east of Tecumseh there. A confirmed tornado just to the northeast of this area. Let's put on the velocity signature there, and you can definitely see a very tight velocity couplet within this storm. Looks like it'll just go to the north of Seminole, which is some good news, but anybody from Errolsboro to even Little, Oklahoma, Sylvan, looks like you're in the path of this storm. So let's put a tracker on it from the center of the storm, or where the rotation can be found here, and it's moving at 20 miles per hour. So we'll put the tracker, and it's going to come again over Interstate 40 over Little around 9:06 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So you have about 40 minutes until the storm, or at least a rotation, arrives over your area, 9:18 p.m. for Coca Falls there in Oklahoma. Again, this is a confirmed tornado on the ground right now. And looks like this is the only confirmed tornado we have this evening, but we do have several tornado warnings ongoing right now, and most of these are also being warned for the possibility of ping pong sized hail associated with the storm. So definitely be mindful in any of these areas. You are under a tornado warning once again for Pottawatomie and Seminole County in Oklahoma. And this is very unfortunate to see this area yet again under a tornado warning this evening. It does look like we have another area of rotation there. So there's this one tornado here in Errolsboro, but I am seeing another indication of that just to the north side of Seminole. Might be some very strong winds coming in over that area just to the north of it. And there it is, Interstate 40 right over that region. That's where we're seeing that tornado warning. In Cromwell, Oklahoma, you're also under this tornado warning. Another area we're watching for tornadic activity is this tornado warning that's coming in close to Okmulgee, Oklahoma, and nothing confirmed with this storm, but this is for Okmulgee County until 8:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So it looks like you have another 5 minutes, but I wouldn't be surprised if this tornado warning was expanded, as it's still rotating there near Okmulgee, Oklahoma. And this is that region that's coming in close. So Okmulgee, you're right in the path of the storm, and we'll have to see what the National Weather Service does with this tornado. They will either extend it out or put a severe thunderstorm warning right over it. So those are two interesting ones. A confirmed tornado once again just to the southwest or southeast of Shawnee, Oklahoma, Prague, Oklahoma, just to the west of that, just to the south of Interstate 40 there. And this is a confirmed tornado just to the east of Arrowsboro now, coming close to Little and Sylvan, Oklahoma. Those areas, if you live in those regions, you need to seek shelter immediately. And so let me know in the comment section what you're worried about. I see a lot of comments coming in, so thank you for watching. We're here to keep you safe. Of course, anything interesting as well that we see visually and maybe what Aaron sees, we'll let you know as soon as we can. And as soon as Aaron posts this video as well, I want to show it here on the stream because I would imagine it's a very impressive storm that he captured there on camera. So we're just anticipating his footage from that here shortly. But let's get an update on what's going on here, and I'm also reading your comments. Let's see. So people are asking for areas. Did you mean Davis, Oklahoma? That's the south of Oklahoma. So all of these storms are starting to pop up pretty quickly, and they're rotating really fast as well. There also have the potential of seeing flooding. The flooding risk, I think, will start to increase in the overnight hours. We also have the potential of seeing golf ball size hail with these storms over the next several hours here. But a lot of these are isolated in nature right now, and a lot of them are being warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and even baseball-sized hail. So let's get an update because it looks like we do have a couple storms just to the south here near Del Rio, Texas, and this is just to the east of San Antonio there, where there's baseball-sized hail being reported near Uvalde and Brackettville there. Can't really see the radar, so let's turn that on there. See if we can get a better visual. So there's that storm, and this is the one that's being warned for baseball-sized hail. This is a destructive storm for Brackettville. So this is what I was talking about earlier, because not only are we going to see the potential of tornadoes, but a lot of these will have the severe thunderstorm warning attached to it with even dangerous hail. So this is baseball-sized hail possible over areas of Brackettville, Texas. So again, this is now we're looking at Texas near the Texas-Mexico border there, just the east side of Del Rio over Brackettville. This is where we have the potential of seeing baseball-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gust. So I actually want to put this hail tracker over it. It's like it's not, there it goes. So yeah, that's a very concerning signature that we're seeing there from our hail tracker. And yeah, this is indicating that we have extremely large hail coming into this area. So definitely need to be taking shelter, seeking shelter. Don't be outside if you're in this area. This is where we're seeing baseball-sized hail. And this is again in there near the Texas-Mexico border in Brackettville, just to the east of or the west of San Antonio, miles out of San Antonio, but it's closer to Del Rio than in San Antonio there. And this is along Highway 90 in Texas. Let's see what that population size is. So about 16,000 of you are under this warning. So this will create damage. This is a life-threatening situation. This is an extremely dangerous situation ongoing there in Brackettville, Texas. So a lot of people asking about, so Davis, Oklahoma, Sherman, Texas, I see that. So in Davis, Oklahoma, that's the south side of Oklahoma, if I'm correct. And it looks like we're getting new tornado warnings here. So let me get the latest stats on those. So yes, Davis, you're right on Interstate 35. So right now you're not seeing a lot of activity, but this will change within the next 2 hours or 3 hours or so. A lot of the storm activity is to the north of you. A lot of you guys asking about areas in North Texas where a couple of lingering rain showers are starting to pop up there. In just a second too, before after I show these new updated warnings, I'll track it out for anybody who has questions for the rest of the evening, because this is going to be a very long night for a lot of you guys. It might wake you up in the middle of the night. But I want to get an update on this tornado warning. And this is the one that we've been tracking over the last several hours. This same storm system, the same storm complex, is what produced that tornado over Seminole just a couple of hours ago. Not this one that's happening now, but just a couple of hours ago that actually did create damage. And it's still going on over areas of Okmulgee, Oklahoma. So the latest stats for this storm. So it looks like a severe thunderstorm. So nothing is confirmed on the ground, but $half sized hail is possible with this storm. So there's that velocity. It's still pretty tight, moving. It's going to move right over Okmulgee, Oklahoma. So although there's not a tornado confirmed with the storm, this could happen at any moment. You definitely need to be seeking shelter if you live in these counties that I'm going to read. Okmulgee County, Muskogee County, there in north and east central Oklahoma, northwestern Oklahoma, in McIntosh County in southeastern Oklahoma until 9:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And so all of these storms are still continuing to be warned. It looks like we still have the storm spinning just to the north of Seminole County, or Seminole, Oklahoma, in Seminole County. It looks like the tornado that was confirmed earlier has lifted, which is some good news. But with what we're already seeing here on radar, it could produce another tornado at any moment. So these storms definitely spinning pretty fast. The environment is conducive for this, and this is going to be the scene pretty much all evening long in areas of Oklahoma before this congeals into a line of storms later this evening. And that's where we have the potential of seeing some strong winds with this line of storms. So let's actually time it out. For those of us, or for those of you who are curious about what's going on. I know I'm getting a lot of questions for areas that aren't necessarily under a threat of tornadoes right now. But let's take a look and time it out for the rest of the evening. Then we'll go back to these storms and continue to ask your questions. I am reading them. Thank you for tuning in as well to our live stream here. Our storm chaser, Aaron Jayjack, if you were watching earlier, he's in the Texas Panhandle chasing these storms, caught amazing footage of this tornado on the ground. So we're just anticipating his footage, waiting to see what it looks like. But let's time it out for the rest of the evening. So the next hour or so, this is what we are anticipating. So you can see that the storms starting to push into areas near Lawton, Oklahoma, Wichita Falls, Texas. And as this progresses throughout the evening, it might congeal into a line of storms where I'm still seeing some isolated cells within this line of storms. So that means the tornado potential is still there for the rest of the evening. And as we play it out, so a lot of northern central Oklahoma, I think that's where the stormy activity will remain. But also one of the biggest risks with the storm is with the amount of rain that's already fallen over this region and what's anticipated over the next several hours. Flooding will be a major risk for this area, from areas of Oklahoma City all the way into Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then the rest of the evening into the overnight, these storms will eventually go down south across Interstate 35. And then this will shift to the east. So it looks like maybe North Texas, you won't get in on the storm activity until maybe tomorrow, early in the morning. As the line of storms pushes to the east side of Tulsa, Oklahoma, another line starts to form. And this is where we have the potential of seeing even more flooding risk, as you guys in Oklahoma City will just see rounds and rounds of rain, especially intensifying at times. And then there's that storminess going to the east side of Oklahoma City and even parts of Tulsa. So this eventually, I think 7 o'clock a.m., this is where we're going to see most of the activity just to the east side of Oklahoma City. And then this eventually will form into a line of storms for areas of North Texas. So let's actually go to another radar here and show you what the scene will look like, because there's that line of storms coming together there across areas of Dallas, Texas. So 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time, you're getting more of that moisture coming in. And then eventually, I think by late morning into the early afternoon, that line of storms pushes through areas of North Texas and all the way down into Central Texas. And then eventually by Thursday evening, this is where we have our next round of severe weather in the deep south. So Little Rock, Arkansas, you're in the bullseye for these storms. In the early afternoon, they will start to push and eventually come into areas of Houston at the evening hours tomorrow, and then eventually into areas of New Orleans, Louisiana in the overnight for Friday. And then these storms will eventually dissipate And then we'll have a little bit less of stormy activity, at least heading into the weekend. But we also are still tracking even more chances of severe weather into next week. So although we're seeing a lot of the activity right now tonight, you still need to be on alert heading into next week. But this is mostly for areas of the northern plains. Matt, did we get an update on what Aaron is up to? I'm not even sure. I see that he stopped looking at lightning there. So I'm reading your questions here. Hi from Wichita Falls. Somebody from New York. Yeah, it's been a pretty active, pretty much evening across areas. Wichita Falls, you're coming in really close to this tornado warning. And this particular one was the one that Aaron caught on camera. This storm has been going for the last couple of hours, and it's still continuing to go, as I am seeing a hook echo-like feature on it. It might come north of Wichita Falls there, but it's just to the south of Vernon, Texas, and it's spinning pretty quickly. It looks like it does have, let's see, a confirmed tornado located 6 miles south of Lockett. So Will Barger County there. Also, yes, so this is the one that is producing a confirmed tornado. That's coming in really close to Electra, Texas, just to the south of Vernon. It's going to cross Highway 183. So a dangerous tornado. Again, this is the one that's been just producing, this storm system has been producing tornadoes pretty much ever since it came up as a tornado warning. And the National Weather Service just keeps extending this particular storm with tornado warnings. And this is just another example. This storm is going. It has a hook echo-like feature to it. And the velocity couplet is pretty prominent with this storm. There's Lockett, and there's the signature there. And if you're new here, I'll point it out with this circle. That's where we're seeing the velocity, the rotation within the storm. And this is a confirmed tornado on the ground now. There's the hook echo-like feature there, classic signature, that indicates to us meteorologists that this is a tornado on the ground, or even storm chaser Aaron Jayjack, where the tornado can be seen. But there it is. This is a confirmed. So it looks like this is the only confirmed tornado we have right at the current moment. But we still have several tornado warnings ongoing here. And a lot of these storms are trying to come together. So a lot of this risk, at least in terms of tornadoes, might diminish a little bit, but doesn't mean that you can't get any of these storms to spin over the next several hours. And checking in on these storms, because these have been going as well. Okmulgee, Oklahoma, you're in on the storm right now. And you're definitely seeing that very tight just to the northeast of Seminole, Oklahoma, coming very close to Cromwell, right over Interstate 40, and even Okmulgee, Oklahoma there. It's still spinning. So a lot of these storms, you know, they have been very long-lived over the last several hours. And we continue to read your questions. So thanks to those who keep commenting. I do like to read them. Hi from Tyler, Texas, Electra, Texas. You guys might get in on this tornado warning here soon. Might come to the north of you, though, over 287.
Looks like the tornado's dying. Flash flooding here in Crowell.
Okay. So yeah, let me look on Twitter to see if we have any updated footage from Aaron. So yeah, let's get an update on this one. Because it looks like they are extending this tornado warning. There might be indications that there are two regions of velocity within this storm. So yeah, this is a pretty strong storm that's coming over this area. So you can kind of see it there, two areas of rotation, and I'll point them out. So here's one that's a little bit more prominent. If you look closely, looks like it might be within this region right here where we have the second area of rotation. So this is definitely one to watch. Very dangerous, just to the north east of Seminole, Oklahoma, coming into Cromwell. Looks like Oklahoma, you again are under a tornado warning over Interstate 40. This is like deja vu, you guys. This has been pretty much all evening long where these storms just spin up pretty quickly, and over these areas is where those storms are coming over. Okmulgee, Oklahoma is still under a tornado warning, so that's already 3 tornado warnings lined up over the same area that this storm was producing earlier in the evening. So you guys definitely seeking shelter. This is a populated area, so reach out to your friends and family if you know that they live here. They're under, yet again, tornado warnings for this evening. Let's check in on this storm here in Texas. Still has a little bit of spin to it. So a lot of you actually tuning in from Altus, Oklahoma. So it looks like the storms are about to get to you right now. This one particular tornado, or this one particular storm, this is a severe thunderstorm warning just to the north side of you. Looks like it still has a little bit of spin, but there's no tornado warning with it right now. But this is being warned for ping pong size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Right now, Altus, all you're seeing is this light rainfall activity. This might change here within the next hour or so as these storms start to come into that area, and they may intensify, but right now you're not under any sort of warning, but just get ready if you do happen to be under a warning. Let's see. So it looks like Aaron is driving. I'm not really sure where he's going. Matt, if you're back there, let me know. I saw him walking away earlier. Oh, okay. Do you know where he's going? Yeah, I wonder if he's going to these storms here. He might be. He's not far from them. Because he was, let's see. Yeah, he's definitely not far because he was here. So he might be going in for this storm. But looks like this is a dangerous storm. Okay, so new update, a PDS tornado warning that was issued here moments ago. So this is a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado, was located 4 miles south of Lockett, moving at 25 miles per hour. This is for southern Will Barger County in, I think this is for Texas. Yeah, this is the storm that you see on the ground right now. Let's see if we can zoom in. Not surprising, another classic signature radar. Yes, so this is the tornado warning that has a PDS, so that's a particularly dangerous situation tornado warning, because a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located 4 miles south of Lockett, moving at 25. So there's Lockett, Texas. This is where we're seeing that large and extremely dangerous tornado. Again, Aaron is very close to the storm. I think that's what he's trying to capture there on camera. Let's actually make him bigger here next to me, Matt. That way we can see if he sees it visually, because I think he does. Let's see. I'm not sure what his audio reading, if he's saying anything about the storm, but it's very dangerous. Even looking at the velocity signatures here, this does tell me that there's something on the ground. It's extremely large, like the National Weather Center or Service is saying. A very prominent debris ball signature. So that means it's picking stuff up and lofting it in the air. And there's that hook echo like feature, very classic signature there. Let's put Aaron full screen for now, and then we'll come back and update. I want to see if you can see it from his view.
Wow, it looks like it's got an intense tornado right now, guys. Tornado's still like 8 miles ahead. We're gonna have to punch through the rain, the precip to see the tornado. It's just ahead, 5 miles ahead, tornado. I think it's shrouded in precip. It's shrouded in intense winds and precip. We're gonna have to punch through it. Might be rain wrapped though, I don't know. Looks like the tornado's weakening. long line of cars. That's why. What are all these cars doing? Tornado's weakening. How far do all these cars go up? Turn into a double line, double yellow. Getting hit by sideways hail. Tornado's just to the northeast of here. Should pop out and have a decent view here soon out of the rain, hopefully. Oh, damage. Debris in the road. Stuff got thrown right there. Across the road. Oh, there's stuff damaged. Bad damage right here. Power line's down. Oh my God, that van. That van's damaged, heavy damage. That may be a tour van. Oh my God, there's debris wrapped all around. It's a wedge, I think. It's one big damage field. That was a badly damaged tour van back there. Trees ripped to shreds here. Power lines down. hole down right here. Tree across the road. Looks like the tornadoes dissipated on radar, but I saw a power flash. I would have stopped at the van, but there were already like 4 vehicles stopped at the van, so I kept going. Oh, these trees are these ripped to shreds from the tornado, or are these old, how's that old damage? Vernon, Texas is really lucky this tornado died. For now, it was coming right for Vernon, Texas. I think the storm's done, guys. I'm gonna blast out of here. I'm gonna blast east out ahead. Staying the night in Norman. I'm just gonna start blasting towards Norman, guys. I just want to get out of Vernon. I think the storm's done producing a tornado. It must have been a wedge back there. Made a hard left turn, hit a tour van, I believe. Thank you guys for the support and the donations. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just going through Vernon, Texas right now. I'm blasting out of here. I'm evacuating the danger zone. Can't see the road. There it is. Oh, it's covered in water. That's why. east of Norman and Oklahoma City. Yeah, I'm headed towards Oklahoma City and Norman. More storms coming from the west towards there. I don't know if I can beat them. Lots of chasers back there performing search and rescue.
Hey, I'm meteorologist Erica Lopez. You're watching our storm chaser Aaron Jayjack, which has been a pretty crazy last few minutes with him chasing this tornado. There was actually a confirmed and extremely dangerous tornado earlier in the evening, and as he was driving through these areas, so he was actually driving along Highway 70 in Texas, near Vernon, Texas, and earlier in the evening there was a confirmed tornado near Thalia, Texas there, and even near Raylan, near Lockett. Those had a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado, and as Aaron was driving through this, we were seeing a damage path in association with this tornado. So thankfully, it looks like conditions have improved over that area. Conditions are improving in terms of tornado warnings, but we're still tracking one this evening, and this one is specifically for north central Okmulgee County, and this goes until 10:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So you still have a couple, at least 45 minutes on this storm, and this is a tornado that's radar indicated. This is to the south of Tulsa there, and we're going to use the MyRadar app zooming into this region. You guys in Okma have been under this tornado warning, have been under consistent tornado warnings throughout the rest of the evening. So we'll definitely have to assess what has occurred there in Lockett, Texas over the rest of the evening, and even across areas of Seminole, where there was also several confirmed tornadoes this evening. But so far right now, we only have one tornado warning. Looks like just radar indicated tornado warning, nothing confirmed on the ground. But what we are watching is these several severe thunderstorm warnings that continue to bubble up in areas of Oklahoma and Texas, Wichita Falls, Texas. You might get in on this heavy rainfall. And Vernon, Texas looks like they extended with a severe thunderstorm warning, and especially with 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts up to 70 miles at some instances, and even quarter-sized hail is possible with these storms. Now, there's still a tornado watch in effect. It looks like they did make this smaller. So let's go to WSI Matt and show you where that tornado watch is. And looks like they actually did expand this tornado watch a little bit further to the west there in areas of Tulsa, Oklahoma. So let me actually get the latest stats on that, because this is just a newly issued tornado watch. So they actually extended this whole area. So this entire region that you're seeing here, you're under a tornado watch at least through 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. So that means 4 a.m. Thursday morning, for the possibility of seeing tornadoes within these areas. So anywhere from just to the south side of Oklahoma City. So Oklahoma City, you're not in it, but anything south of that, all of you guys, all of this area, that's a brand new tornado watch that's just in until 4 a.m. Central Daylight Time. So you guys be on alert. If you don't have the MyRadar app handy, maybe you're new to the stream, let me know in the comments. But make sure you have the MyRadar app handy. This will help you get you through the evening if there is to be a tornado warning issued by the National Weather Service. This will help you walk you through what is in your area, how long do you have, and make sure to always know where to seek shelter during these storms. So let's take a look at what's going on across the radar. And this is just another better picture of all the severe thunderstorm warnings that are occurring right now, just south of Wichita Falls to the east side of Oklahoma City and even to the west there. That tornado warning still ongoing for areas right over Interstate 40 there. Nothing confirmed, like I said, on the ground. This is a radar indicated tornado warning over this area, just the south Oklahoma, and coming in for those regions. But let's track it out throughout the rest of the evening. Like I said, we did see this extended tornado watch, and this goes at least until 4 a.m. And this is why, because you're seeing all of that storm activity continue to bubble across areas of South Oklahoma and even Eastern Oklahoma, parts of North Texas. And eventually this line of storms will push out into parts of Tulsa, Oklahoma, into the east side, and at least through 4 a.m. That's where they have the potential of spinning, especially into areas just to the south of Oklahoma City and on and so forth. So there, Oklahoma City, it's going to be a pretty wet commute. Make sure you give yourself a little bit of extra time if you do have to go anywhere from Oklahoma City to Tulsa. It'll be pretty wet and soggy, and this is where the threat of flooding is pretty imminent for this region, because after even already now seeing a lot of rainfall fall in a short amount of time, this will continue heading into the overnight hours. And of course, tomorrow we have another risk of severe weather, and this is for areas of the deep south, for Little Rock or just to the west of it, but Little Rock, Monroe, Louisiana, Waco, Texas, Tyler, Texas, Nacogdoches, Texas, Lufkin, all of you guys, you are under the threat of tornadoes tomorrow. Not as prominent as this afternoon, but the potential is still there with large hail and even damaging wind gusts. And this severe weather rolls on into Friday and into the next several days. So of course, we'll have that updated fast forecast for you in the early morning hours. with the latest updates on how long these severe weather risks last. But as always, I want to leave you with the stream because we're going to end it on our end here. If you want to keep watching Aaron drive, he has his own stream on his YouTube channel. And of course, we'll keep you up to date on our social media pages as well, where we're constantly updating you on what's going on in terms of radar, any tornado warnings that may be issued, even confirmed tornadoes. So make sure you're following us across our Twitter, our Facebook, and even our Instagram pages. That's where we have all the latest information. But before we log off here, I want to give you a couple of quick tips because this is something I always like to reiterate at the end of the stream, especially if you are new to the area. Let's say you just moved to Oklahoma, maybe you're new to North Texas. I know a lot of people moved to Texas within the past year or so. This is your best bet in terms of severe weather. Now, when you're under a tornado warning, this is what you should be doing immediately: seeking shelter immediately. Now, the best place inside your home is the basement. I know a lot of you guys in Oklahoma and Texas don't have necessarily a basement. And if you don't, the best area to go is inside the hallway, the bathroom, the stairs, in the closet, the most interior portion of your home, away from walls, exterior walls, and windows. And if you can, cover yourself with a blanket and mattress for protection. And of course, I know a lot of you don't have a basement, but if you do have one, that is the safest spot to seek shelter during these tornado warnings. But of course, follow us all across the social media platforms. We're going to continue to keep you up to date throughout the rest of the week, where we have several days of severe weather. And we'll see you back here for the fast forecast. And of course, follow us on Twitter for the anticipation of Aaron's great footage that he captured tonight. We'll be sharing that all across our social media platforms. So we'll see you back here next time.